study, I know how to get assignments done, and biostats, estimate or measure their energy needs. Hello everyone! Today I am in the library back at the University of Alabama, back at college where I belong, thank goodness. If you don't know me, my name is Victoria and I am a nutrition major. I just graduated with my bachelor's in nutrition this last May, and this May I'm about to finish with my master's in human nutrition, which is so freaking exciting. But I have 1 semester to go, and before this semester really gets going, I want to get rid of a lot of assignments that I have on my plate. So I have 2 rotations this semester. I have my community rotations with UA Athletics, and I have my clinical rotations with a hospital here in Tuscaloosa. Now, my rotations don't actually start until next week, so this is the first full week of classes right now. It's Monday, the Monday of the first full week of classes of my last semester of college ever. Hello! And so, because I have no rotations this week, I have got to take advantage of this week and get ahead as much as possible on my assignments. So I am in 2 online classes right now, which means that that's 2 opportunities to work ahead. Now, these classes are not open, like their whole material isn't open, but a good chunk of it is. So we're gonna try to knock it out today. And I wanted to show you guys the to-do list that I made, the little Excel that I made that we are gonna be working through. We're gonna be checking off our boxes and doing it all dang week long. Okay, so I went ahead and split up my assignments because all my online ones, because I am confident that if I had access to the entire curriculum of my 2 online classes, I think that I could finish all of them right now. But because I don't, I have split it up into what I can do this week, which is the 1 week before my rotation start, what I'm gonna have to get done during my rotations, what I'm gonna do between my 2 rotations, between community and clinical, and then what I'm gonna have to do during my last rotation, which is clinical. So starting off strong with to do before our rotations. Okay, this is what we are knocking out this week. We are literally getting ahead and we're gonna make this semester ours, okay? So we're starting out with some initial assignments. I have a lot for biostatistics, which yes, that's so unfortunate that I have to take that class. Hate that for myself, but it's okay. We're gonna get through it. I have to download something called SPSS, which I'm not confident in that. So I have a lot of things that I'm gonna do in there. We've got some things for my sports nutrition class, which I'm epically excited about. And then we have a big pre-rotation take-home exam. And even though I have clinical at the second half of the semester, I think it's gonna help me to go ahead and get this exam done now so that I can go ahead and be studying over it until clinicals start. Now, moving on to do during my rotations. I'm only gonna have to do one singular thing, which is a research article, unfortunately. So that's probably gonna take a good chunk of time, but that's the only thing that I have during my first 5-week block of rotations. And then between rotations, I have a whole month. God bless, praise be. I'm so excited for that. It was not like that last semester, so I'm so excited for that break. But between, I'm gonna have a lot of again, biostats assignments, and a lot of sports nutrition classes. So hopefully all of these things will be done and open by then. And the reason that I haven't put due dates for the biostats is because those are all due on like one day. All of the assignments are due on one day, so it's kind of irrelevant. And then moving on to during my last rotation, I have a lot of things. So I'm gonna have to wait for my last huge chunk of biostats while I'm in clinical rotations, which really stinks, but it's okay because again, we're starting off strong, and I feel like if I have a good, strong start to the semester, then the last part won't feel so bad. So this is the to-do list I'm going off of. We're about to go and get this week, and if you wanna be productive with me, if you wanna get some work done with me, put on this video, put your headphones in, let's go, let's get some freaking work done. I'm excited, you're excited. We are gonna get this semester in 2026. It's gonna be our year for good grades. We're manifesting it. And if you didn't know, I did graduate with a red cap this last May, which means that I did graduate with a 4.0 GPA. So trust me, I know how to study, I know how to get assignments done, and if we start early and really set ourselves up for success, we're gonna have a good semester. So let's go, let's make some A's, let's get some assignments done, and get into this week. Starting off this Tuesday with a gym session and a run, but oh my god, it is so cold outside. You can see that the grass is completely frosted over, but we've got to get ourselves in a good mindset before we study and lock in all day long. So let's go and let's get it. Okay guys, in a new study room, and I'm actually ready to lock in today. Yesterday, mostly what I did is I have been studying for the registered dietitian exam, which I did a whole video about like my plans for that. I'm going to do an update for that later on, but that's what I did yesterday. So today I'm actually ready to start my actual school assignments that are due, and I'm getting started with biostatistics. So I want to go through and show y'all basically what we have to do. From initially looking at like the course, I have 3 main modules that are open, or actually 4. I already did the first one, which was like an easy introduction module. As you can see on this introduction module, I basically just did, oh, there's like the learning material. Easy peasy. So the next one goes down, and there's 3 main types of assignments that I'm doing for this class. I'm doing article assignments where it looks like I read an article and answer questions. I'm doing quizzes. And then I'm also, I think module 3 looks the same as module 1. And then module 4 is like the big daddy, which there are going to be more assignments after this to come out. But this one is all the SPSS assignments. And I did download SPSS. Let me show you guys. And I was worried that it was going to be kind of difficult because I've heard that downloading SPSS on a MacBook or like on Mac products, Apple products is difficult. But it actually was super easy for me because our professor basically did the specific links that we needed. And I did it super quick. So here's my cute little folder with all my SPSS things. And I don't know the difference between the IBM, the Python, or the R. I have no idea the difference between these things, but it does also have like a resource which is helpful that came with the download, which I guess is like how to, oh gosh, this is kind of scary, guys. This is nothing that I want to do in my career. I'm a nutrition major, but I guess we need to know about biostatistics. So, okay. Well, we'll look at that another time. Since I already went over the easy peasy module 1, my goal today is going to be to go over module 2, which means doing 1 article assignment, 1 quiz, and 1 content quiz. So this is what the article looks like for biostatistics. So this is on border screening. I don't really know anything about this. I haven't looked at it yet, but he has some things highlighted, which is interesting. So I'm going to have to go through this article and answer questions on it. And then these are the 3 PowerPoints that we have that our quizzes are on. So we have a randomized control trial PowerPoint, which has 11 slides, not bad at all. We have an observational designs PowerPoint, which is 18 slides. And then a study designs PowerPoint, which is only 5 slides. So I feel like this is going to be super easy peasy. I'm going to try to lock in for the next 2 hours, which may be all I have today, but rest assured, guys, in the next like 4 days, I have unlimited time to just study. But today we're going to try to lock in for 2 hours. We're going to try to get this done, see how long it takes. And I might end up moving to another library depending, because I might go and study with some friends in like a more like louder space, because right now I'm in like an individual study room. But we're going to see, but I'm going to try to lock in. Let's go 2 hours biostats. Let's get it. I'm shaking you. That looks like an energy drink. Okay, we've broken the ice. Assignment 1 is done, which was the article like review quiz. It was super easy. It was super short, which I'm really thankful for because that was the first one, and I got 100 on it. So that's our first assignment done on the Excel sheet. Now I'm going to move on to the quiz, which is open book, which is really good, which means that I can have like my PowerPoints and things, and I have an hour to take that, but hopefully it won't take that long. And then the content mastery assignment is also a quiz. Oh, that's if you don't score high enough on a quiz. So you have to get at least 80% on the quiz, or you have to do the content mastery assignment. So I may not have to do that. So let's go and take quiz 1. Okay, y'all, I finished the quiz, got a 100, Sylly. So I finished the overview, the learning module, the article assignment, and the quiz, which we just did. And because I got an 100 on the quiz, that means that I do not have to do this content mastery assignment. So now we get to go over to our cute little Excel, and we have to say, yes, we finished this and this. So I'm gonna highlight all of these. And this is like how I like to keep track, so I'm just going to highlight. And then I'm also going to do a little strike through. Boom. And like I already showed you guys, I also already downloaded SPSS. So we can also mark that out. Now I'm going to do article assignments 2 and 3 and quiz 2. And then I'll see y'all when I finish that. And I think that will be a very productive day 1. All right, knocked that off the to-do list right before it was time to go home because it started raining. So I got home before it started raining too bad, and then me and my boyfriend met up with some of his friends to go to trivia, which was literally so fun. We went to Brews, and they have phenomenal trivia. It was so fun, and there was a few nutrition questions, so I felt like I really helped the group out. And overall, it was really fun, and you can also do like beer tasting here, which is really awesome. So yeah, it was a great time. Good morning, everyone. It is the next day, and I just went to the gym to do an upper body workout, and now I'm on an easy 5-mile run. I don't have class today, so my plan is to go to the library and lock in all day, or because it's really cold, like y'all, I'm running in a full coat. I'm wearing sweatpants over my leggings. Like, I am literally layered. It's so cold. It's like in the 20s. So there is also a chance that I will just end up staying at home in my bed to do my work there, but no fret, because whatever we do, we're gonna get it done. We are going to tackle this SPSS assignment today. We are going to tackle sports nutrition, and we're going to get it done. So I'm going to finish this run, and I think I just hit a mile. So I will see y'all after I'm done. Okay, so I got back, I ate breakfast, I showered. I'm feeling so much better now that I'm warm, because oh my gosh, it's freezing outside. And because of that, I've decided that instead of going to the library, I'm just gonna stay here and study in my bed where it's comfy. So I have my comfiest sweat set on. I'm so excited to just like get in bed and sit there all day, and maybe we'll go to a second location this afternoon. We'll see how we're feeling, but it is still like 30 degrees, which is not what I want to be outside in. So I'm gonna sit down in bed, and our goals today, like I said, are the SPSS assignments, and then probably get started on sports nutrition and see how much we have for that, watch the intro videos, get a little bit of an idea of what that course looks like. So let's go. Okay, so I've never used SPSS before, and this says that we first have to open SPSS without using our course data, and then I have to do an introduction tutorial for it. But I'm interested because when I go to my Finder and I look up SPSS, there's like all these, oh wait, not recents, this Mac. Okay, this. So I have a folder that it gave me when I downloaded it, and I don't know which SPSS I'm supposed to do. Wait, maybe it said it. Am I dumb? Maybe it said IBM statistics to begin the tutorial. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Okay, so I figured out how to get it open and like use the code for my school and everything, but this keeps happening, and I shut down my computer and then I loaded it back up, but it keeps like glitching. But I think that's fine. Like, I don't think I need that part, because I think you close this and then this is like the main portion. So I'm gonna work off of this. I think the assignment is gonna go through what I'm supposed to do like step by step, so I'm kind of betting on that. And it looks like there's multiple attempts for the assignment, so if for some reason I completely don't know what I'm doing and it doesn't tell me, then I can always try it again. So we're gonna go for attempt 1 of this assignment and see how it goes and what this is gonna look like. Okay guys, we finished assignment 1 for SPSS. I'm really proud of myself. This is the data set that we have, and I have not done statistics since freshman year of college, so I was really proud. I took this data set, and then we had to basically answer different prompts for the assignment. And so like I made this bar graph with the random information that he gave us, and then like interpreted it and answered the short questions. And now that I've finished assignment 1, I feel a lot more confident moving on to assignments 2 and 3, and I just want to go ahead and get those knocked out. So let's do it. Assignment 2 done. And I just finished assignment 3, thank goodness, so I can totally exit out of this. And now I am left with quiz 3, and that is, y'all, the last thing that I can do for this entire thing. I will say on assignment 3 I did get an 80%, so I could redo it, but I don't know what I got wrong, and you can't see the correct the correct answers until after the due date. So, or like you can't see what you got wrong until after the due date. So I don't know if I'm gonna redo that one because I got an 80, but we'll see. But that's the only thing that I could do besides quiz 3. So let's finish this quiz. Okay, I finished quiz 3, and I did decide to redo the assignment 3 that I got an 80 on, and I got a 100, which means we are officially done with the entire first part of, what is this class? Biostats. And I don't have to worry about it again until literally after like my first rotation is completely over. So now, out of all the things that we have to do before my rotations start next week, we finished Biostats. Now we just have to work on our 515 assignments, which is sports nutrition. And then I have a take-home exam for clinical that I want to get knocked out, but I can do it in between sessions, but we have more assignments due here, so I think I want to go ahead and get it out of the way. And I think I've actually determined that the rest of my day will be spent better if I do an hour of studying for the RD exam instead of going ahead and going on to the sports nutrition class. So I think that tomorrow will be sports nutrition, and then the day after that will be my like pre-rotation take-home exam, and then I will be completely done. So I'm gonna go do my studying for the RD exam, and I will probably see y'all tomorrow.
Ready? Okay, cheers.
Just kidding, y'all are coming along with me tonight to Wine Wednesday.
Okay, vlog. We are almost done wine bottle in. It's Wine Wednesday. It's busy. And we're having a great freaking time. They're opening the back doors to the back room, so now everybody is migrating that way. Oh my gosh, look at all those wine bottles. It's Wine Wednesday, so it's $5 per bottle of wine. And this is what our table looks like.
Alright y'all, you may be asking, if you don't go to the University of Alabama or you don't go to a big party school, why are you at a bar on the first week of school? What is happening? Well, at Alabama, and I feel like this happens at other places, although I do have some friends who are like, no, we do not do that. We have something called Sylly Week, which is also known as Syllabus Week, but it's silly because obviously when you're just going over syllabuses, there's nothing to do and no homework for the class yet. So you have no responsibilities. So every night of syllabus week, everybody goes out to different bars. You can do all sorts of things. There's Bingo Monday, T-shirt Tuesday, Wine Wednesday, which is where we are, Thirsty Thursday. And then, of course, people go out Friday and Saturday and Sunday, you know, up to discretion. But Wine Wednesday is pretty awesome because you can buy a $5 full bottle of wine, and it's literally no cover to get into the bar if you have your UAID, which that also is crazy to people because some people are like, why are you paying to get into a bar if you're like over 21? But we do have cover at pretty much every bar in Alabama, like all the time, that can range anywhere from like $20 to sometimes like $40 to $60 if it's a crazy sports weekend. But it was free tonight, and we got a $5 bottle of wine, and we had literally the night of our lives. If this isn't proof, I don't know what is. Good morning, everyone. It is the next day, and I am doing a little 5 miles easy after my tempo run yesterday. So I had so much fun last night, literally such a blast. And today it's going to be a good day. I have a feeling about it. It is frigid outside, which is why I am literally covered head to toe. I am so cold. It's like 23 degrees, but it's okay. We're rocking with it. On the agenda today, I actually have to go to campus today. I don't have a class, but we are meeting with our teacher for our community rotation, and she's basically going through all the assignments with us for the semester. And she actually happens to be the coordinated program director as well as our teacher for my online sports nutrition class. So I'm hoping to maybe hear a little bit of information about that too today before I tackle those assignments, which I want to get done with by the end of this week. We are rocking and rolling today, y'all. I'm going to get home, I'm going to shower, we're going to go to campus, and then I'm probably either going to stake out a spot at the library or just go home and do my assignments there. So let's get this day started. All right, y'all, we are now on campus. It is a beautiful day, and it has definitely warmed up a little bit. It's now in like the 40s or 50s, which is amazing. My meeting is done, and now I'm heading over to the library so that we can work on some sports nutrition. Now, I didn't really get a lot of information from our meeting from my professor, but she did talk about like the intro videos that she did, and she actually just ran the Disney Dopey Challenge, which is when you do like a 5K, a 10K, half marathon, and marathon within 4 days, which is crazy. So she said that she talks all about her fuel plan for that, so I'm so excited to hear about that in her intro video. But we're gonna go to the library and we're gonna walk in on this class and see how much we can get done with the rest of the day. Okay, looks like we only have 2 modules that are uploaded so far. We have one on like the foundations, energy and macronutrients, and then we also have one on fluid and micronutrients. So I know this one has a big discussion board, which is kind of in depth because you have to like I don't know. I'm going to look at what goes into it, but I think that that one's going to be kind of in depth. And besides that, it's really not all that much because it looks like we just have 2 quizzes, which we can also see in our little Excel sheet here. So we need to post the discussion, respond to the discussion, and do the 2 quizzes. And then that will be everything that's open for this class right now. And the only thing that I even have to do for this class during my rotation is this research article analysis assignment, which could be more in depth than I'm thinking, but I don't even have access to it right now, so I can't even start on it. And then the rest we will do between like rotations. And here's the introduction video that I was missing that I need to watch that I couldn't see on the regular board because for some reason it was saying that I'm not logged in or my cookies don't work or something, but now we've got it. So let's watch this.
Nutrition. I will be your instructor.
Okay, so from that video, it looks like the beginning of this course is not going to be very difficult. It's going to be pretty straightforward, like just going over like macro and micronutrients and how that can be different for athletes. I will say the one thing about this is an online class, and a lot of online classes you really have to do a lot of like teaching yourself. And I'm looking at the module 1 like course materials, and even though our teacher made like an introduction video of herself talking, it looks like a lot of the material that we're actually going to be learning off of is things that are like online. So basically, I went through and opened up every single tab for module 1, and I know that some of my classmates don't really care as much about sports nutrition, and so they're kind of like breezing through the class, just like getting the discussion like done. But I really want to like take some information out of this, especially because this next week I'm starting my rotation with UA Athletics for my like sports community rotation, which I'm so excited about, and I really want to be like prepared for that. So I think that I'm actually gonna have to do more time today actually going over these materials than doing the actual work for the class, but I'm not sure. I might be able to get both done at the same time. But let me show you like actually what's all linked on here, because there's also like a few videos linked as well, like on YouTube. One is like carbohydrate recommendation for athletes, that's like 37 minutes long, and the other videos are like protein recommendations, which is 21 minutes, and then a short one, which is 5 minutes. But let me show you like some of these websites that are linked. Okay, so for module 1 content, we have a handout about macronutrient foundations, which is pretty short. We have a article posted about the anabolic response to protein ingestion during recovery and how it has no upper limit in magnitude and duration in vivo in humans. So I'm not sure that I'll read the whole thing or if I'll just read the abstract and see what I'm feeling about that. And then this article, which is about how Rice Krispie treats are apparently upending the $1 billion athlete fuel awards, which looks interesting. Then we've got another handout. This one's on omega-3 fatty acids and how they help with performance. That's also only 2 pages. And then we have 2 chapters of a book. One thing she said in her introduction video is that she is not making us buy a textbook, which I'm really thankful for. Apparently, you can actually use up to 10% of a book without having your students have to pay. So she's linked these chapters, and so we have 10% of like a textbook that we're using for our materials. And so we're starting out with chapter 4, which is protein needs for an athlete, and chapter 5, energy requirements for an athlete, which goes along with the videos that she's linked, which are again about carb and protein recommendations. And then this one is just about nutrient-rich calories. And looking at this discussion post that seems to be our first big assignment for this class, it looks like basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to be choosing a sport of our choice and a type of athlete that competes in that sport. So maybe I would choose track, and then within that like a sprinter, and then I have to talk about like how I would estimate or measure their energy needs in practice, choosing what tools, assessments, calculations I would prioritize, what practical considerations I might have to guide my approach, and also like how I would communicate these to the athlete after I figure them out. Like would I provide specific numbers, or like how would I adjust my communication style, things like that. So it seems interesting. I think I'm going to take my time going through and reading all of these articles, and then I'm going to dive into actually creating my discussion posts. So let's get our little reading caps on and let's read. Okay, I just did a bunch of reading. I just finished it and it was actually so enjoyable because it's stuff that I'm really genuinely interested in, and like learning like how to fuel like pre, post, and during exercise, especially because if you didn't know, I am a distance runner and I've been training for a half marathon, as you've seen me a couple times this week running. And so it was really cool to get to like read about all this stuff. But I do not think that I'm gonna get to the assignments today, maybe this afternoon when I get home. But I realized that I really need to go to the grocery store today because I have like no food at home, and reading all this stuff has actually made me really like incentivized to make a really good grocery list this week. And by that, I mean plan out, because usually I have like 1 or 2 meals that I really like to eat every week and like a few staples that I get at the grocery store, but often I'm always hungry for snacks. Like I'm always hungry. Like I always have dinners that aren't covered, or I have to like rely on like going out with my friends and being like, oh my gosh, please, can we go to dinner? So I think this week, especially because it's my first full week of classes and rotations, I really want like an airtight, like all my snacks, all my meals like covered. So I think I'm gonna make that grocery list, feeling super inspired by all the things that I just read. And then after that, I'm going to go across the street to Publix. I'm going to get all those things, and then I'm going to head home, and maybe we'll do the assignment this afternoon, but I'm not sure. We'll see. And the reason that I say that is that I do have a movie to go to tonight, which is going to be The House Maid. I know nothing about it. I haven't even seen any trailers, but my friends asked me if I wanted to go, and yes, I'm always down for a good time, and some movie theater popcorn, so I said yes. No idea what it's about, genre. I mean, I literally have not a clue in the world. So we'll see, but I think it's gonna be fun. But I don't know if I'm gonna do work this afternoon. We'll figure it out, but let's make a grocery list. Okay, why didn't anybody tell me that this was gonna be terrifying? I was afraid. Good morning, everyone. It is the next day and it's freezing cold again, and so I'm staying in my room. I don't have anything to do today. I don't have anywhere to go until this afternoon when I'm doing something really fun, and me and my friends are gonna go out for like one last hurrah. We're gonna go to Session, I think, and get some drinks and maybe go get some food. Who knows where the night will take us, but until then, I'm gonna try to lock in and focus on the rest of the work I have to do. And I woke up and I was just like, I just need to get started. Like, I just need to start doing it. So I did go ahead and do my discussion post for my sports nutrition class because I read everything yesterday. I got all the information that I actually needed. And so I went ahead and I finished my entire discussion post, which made me pretty happy. Basically, I ended up choosing a female pro marathon runner because that is like my dream. Like, that's my dream goal. And I'm also like, since I'm running, that's kind of the mindset of nutrition that I'm in right now. So like talking about like what to eat like pre, post, and during exercise was like pretty easy for that. But it was interesting reading other people's because some people talked about like volleyball, rhythmic gymnastics, like anything you can think of. So now what I need to do is I need to go and I need to respond to 2 people's posts, and then I'll be done with that. But I'm excited because by just finishing the discussion itself, I already have something to mark off my Excel sheet. And then by responding to the 2 people, that's another thing, which is really exciting. And checking off my Google Calendar too. It made today, the start of the day, feel really good. So I'm gonna get back in bed because even standing here right now, my toes are so cold on the floor. Like, it's literally frigid outside. And yeah, that's what we're doing today. We're going to finish up this sports nutrition class, and I'm going to take a look at my clinical things. Even though I don't start clinical till the second half of the semester, we do have a take-home exam that I can do now. So I at least want to take a look at that, look it over, see what we have to do, and then get into that later. So as you can see, I basically just said that I'm focusing on a competitive female marathon runner. I talked about using the Cunningham equation. I talked about how I would estimate her needs and like using her running watch and heart rate monitor, how much she would be practicing, and like what we would need to talk about, all that stuff. All right, y'all, there's me, 1 post, 2 replies, and we are done with this discussion post. Now we can just cross this off, and then the only thing left to do after this is my 2 quizzes for this class, which is pretty exciting because I really don't think, I mean, this could be wishful thinking. I don't think that they are going to take that long, but who knows? Let's go see what these quizzes are all about. Okay, so we have one attempt. We have a time limit of 20 minutes and it's worth 20 points, but I don't know how many questions is on it. So I'm gonna review the materials and then we are gonna try and bust this out. Well, it will not tell me what I get yet, so I have no idea what I got, but I honestly feel like that was pretty easy. So I'm feeling pretty confident about it, but I don't know. I guess we'll see when all the grades come back. And we have officially finished quiz 2, which means we are completely done with 515. And I think I've decided that I'm just gonna wait to do this like take-home exam until like I have my break between community and clinical, because I have like 3 or 4 weeks then, and I feel like I'll have plenty of time to do it. So I feel really confident in all the things that I've gotten done. Okay guys, I am so proud of us. We are officially done with all of our assignments that I could possibly do before my rotation start, which is so huge because it means that this week and the next like 4 weeks, I will literally just be able to focus on going to UA athletics, doing my rotations, which if you want to follow along and see how that experience is for me, please do. I'll be posting all about it. I'm really excited about it. And I'm just so glad that we got this week done. We literally knocked it out. And I hope that this gives you some encouragement that like you can sit down and you can crank out your assignments. It will help you in the long run. I promise, even if you feel like you don't want to do it, because I promise every day this week I've been like, yeah, no, it's not the mood, it's not the vibe, I don't want to do it. But now I get to go and have a phenomenal, amazing night with my friends, or at least what I hope is going to be a phenomenal, amazing night. And I'm so excited, and I will bring you all along with that too. So now let's get ready and go to session. We're at sessions, and I finished this entire Paloma in like literally 2 seconds because we're about to go to Jalapenos and get some delicious dinner. Yeah. We're looking at all of our pictures. That's actually really cute. Look at all our cocktails that we finished. 35. I got a shrimp quesadilla and it looks absolutely stunning before my long run tomorrow. Yes. And we're getting
Ashley's not there anymore, but I mean.